Okay, I want to talk about the mega purging of political opposition. It has begun. It's on in full effect. So what I want to do, I'm gonna break this down, okay? And I'm gonna call a few things out right now so you guys are not shocked. I might be a little ahead of everyone. Keep in mind, this is something that I like to do. I really love talking about politics, geopolitics a lot, and spirituality. I think they go hand in hand. Spirituality, geopolitics, I think those two things, they actually meet up, and I think they shape the world a lot more than what people think. So those are like my two things that I really, really enjoy talking about, that brings me joy. But let me go ahead and break this down for you guys, okay? So the subject here that I'm talking about is the mega purging of political opposition, okay? So, do you guys remember when Trump was talking about the late night hosts? He had named a few of them. He was like, he's going to clean that whole situation up. He was like, they're telling evil jokes, insults. They're making fun of me. They profiting of, just demoralizing me. And he was like, we're going to broadcast them. We're going to throw their non funny rump out of there, you know and so he started to mobilize to broadcast these shows, and he started to flood the networks with like complaints and tarnish their repetition. And then but the game when they're targeting these hosts on these networks is to let everyone know, hey, you see that? You better watch it. And what it is that they're doing here, like strategy wise, I believe that they're letting everyone know, attention, you should watch your mouth. So this is going to amplify. The next one is congressional decapitation. We can see, I can give an example right off the top of my dome, like boom. Like for example, we see that Minnesota Representative Emar, whatever, her, the one that had married her brother to give citizenship to. You can't marry your biological brother, okay? That's illegal in the United States of America. And then also for you to marry him and give him to bring him in here, that's illegal. So I don't understand, why would someone marry their brother, which is illegal, and then decide they want to be a representative of America. I mean, the whole thing. Because I like, for me, I think some people are just blazing. I can understand you came here illegal and you paid your penalty fee. I can understand that. I don't even give them. They got a video of you saying, "Hey, I came here. You can make up whatever. I came here illegally. I hid behind a rice sack. I hid in the boat. Whatever. Here's my money. I apologize for that. Here's my fee." I understand that part of the story, but the part I don't understand is that there's no penalty fee. You're not paying because you married your brother. That's not the rules. The rules was broken here, and that constitute of her actually being stripped of her actual U.S. citizenship, because that's actually fraud in the highest order, because you married your brother. You're not supposed to do that. You brought him in here, and it's like you committed incest. I get you looking out for your brother, but darn, that's a tough one. So what they plan to do with these Congress? She's not the only one. They gotta like, you can expect that fabulous, what they call it, the little the squad. I would say by 2026, expect there to be no more squad. So you can tell the squad goodbye. So midterm 2026, the squad going to be out of here. And also, not just the squads, there going to be a whole lot of decapitation. There's a lot of people that's not going to make it. And then you're just going to get like um, the opposition people that go along to get along. Yeah, they'll make it. But the ones that want to rock the boat, that want to spit rage, hate, and propaganda, you can expect for them to really get it. So right now, as we can see, far as the congressional decapitation, we see more of like town halls that are packed with MAGA supporters. They will be demanding accountability. We're going to see social media amplify every misstep, every grift. Um, you're just going to see that political careers, like people that done this for many years, people that's been in those positions, like 8, 10, 20, 30, 40. Man, you have lifetime politician, like people, cats that go in there and sit there for like 50, 60 years. Cats, like we've seen some people, man, they die in there. They go in there at 30 and they make it a lifelong thing. They never leave that. And I'm like, how the hell somebody be around 50 years? Nobody realized this person was there for 50 years. Like Nancy Pelosi, I think she been over there for like 30 years, 30, 40 years, something like that. She's been there for a long time. I was like really shocked. I should do a list of how long these people been in office, and it might shock people, right? And then also three, they're going to definitely do like social media silencing. So you're going to have online platform that will become like battlefield zones, coordinated reporting, hashtagging campaign, mass flagging, choke opposition voices. You're gonna have influencers and content creators that are targeted with demonetize. They're gonna demonetize them, or accounts will be suspended. Every platform that you see that's putting pressure on mega, that's aligned with operative from the opposition, you can expect your algorithm to be manipulated. You can expect let's just say you can expect for them to come for you. I would say this stuff is going to be full of swing, full effect by October. So attention, you should watch your mouth. And then you're going to see judicial pressure. And that is courts, they will be infiltrated by mega sympathizers. Mega will push cases designed to tie up resources. Also, and then the court silently enforce political pressure. Judges will fear retribution. So you will have that they will acquiesce to this. The 2026, you can definitely expect some form of election interference. Primary become execution ground. Candidates opposing mega, they will face, sabotage. Ads are placed against them. Rallies would flood their district. Narratives will be twisted. So I would say that opposing mega in 2026, I mean, it can be hazardous for your health. It can really be hazardous for your health next year. You will see media takeover of mega, aligned media expanding. So we can expect that there will be more mega pundits. You're gonna see like spaces that you wouldn't normally find a mega pundit. You will see them there. Like you're gonna start seeing their influence in the media sphere. They're gonna end up having powerful voices. They're just gonna glance at you, and you're just gonna know the business, right? It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be subtle. They're gonna give you like, now before they could even say it, just their eyes are gonna give that look. Now okay, and they're just gonna turn and tip their heads, and you already know. Okay, it's gonna be like that. They're definitely gonna be funding. They're gonna block a lot of funding, like federal, private buildings. There's gonna be a lot of programs that's gonna be cut off. Like you can expect a lot of social program, far as food stamp, maybe healthcare. It's gonna be a lot of things like public housing. It's gonna be a lot of things that people need. A lot of that stuff is gonna get cut. Okay, there's going to be a lot of grassroots mobilization. So far as for mega, they're going to be hitting at like 2026. They're going to come hard on the. They're going to come. They're coming in hard. That bird flying in hard. They're going to be doing door to door campaigning. They're going to flood every space. They're going to demand accountability, social media. Basically, the way it's looking, and I'm not trying to be like funny, it looks like if they don't get their way, they will be held to pay. People may not realize that. I don't think they're gonna go out quietly. So that's why I told someone, like, I do believe that they are going to win 2028, because what they doing here, they're laying down the groundworks. That's what they're doing here. They're laying down the groundworks. Well, that's what it appears to me. I mean, they're talking about a whole sphere of influence. These people are not just talking about just staying local. They talking about a whole sphere, like a hemisphere. These people talk about a whole Western hemisphere. Now, I don't know how that's even doable, because I think some of these countries right now, well, most of them in the Western hemisphere, unfortunately, are puppets. You know, we hate to say that's what it is, because I mean, yo, you got Goliath here, man, and everybody else is pretty much like ant like status. You know, you do got a few that feeling froggy, like jumping around and stuff like that. You can understand why some people don't push back too much, because they understand all they gotta do is lift their feet up and, and crush them like bugs. So they're like, I think it is a smart strategy. You know, it may look stupid, may look dumb to be bullied in the open like that, but in the end, the being stays alive. So I think they just buying themselves time to figure out what to do with that bully up there, you know. But I do think it's really funny. The reason I say it's really funny is because the game have changed. The chessboard is not the same. I mean, we have to include China and Russia to the mold, you know, because Russia and China, I'm surprised that they're even allowed in the Western Hemisphere. Listen to me, I'm surprised they're even allowed in the Western Hemisphere. Like, did I just say that? Oh, yo, don't dex me. I'm just saying, I'm surprised. You know, that kind of like make me look like for me. I'm looking up like, all right now, and I'm like, did Goliath see that? Do Goliath know y'all over here more than Sesame in that Caribbean water? Y'all down there building stuff all over that Caribbean? Y'all down there doing all that building in South America? Y'all over there in these ports? Somewhere in me, like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, I think I'm like dreaming, because I find it so hard to believe, you know. Because I'm like 46 and I find it so hard to believe it. Like, I have to pinch myself. I can't believe that like the America, you know what I'm saying? Would even let that even happen in the Western Hemisphere. That for me seems very strange. So for me, I feel like for now, but that's why I think that don't get too comfortable, everybody in the Western Hemisphere, because I do believe they're gonna bust a move sooner or later. They're gonna do something, you know. But right now, a lot of things not adding up, because I find it very hard to believe that China could be out here more than Sesame, and Russia out here in the Western Hemisphere, like, what up? You know, I find that to be hard to believe. I personally think that they probably did back channel, letting the Americans know they're here. I personally believe that, but that's just my opinion, because you would have to do a lot of research about the Western Hemisphere, and I'm not trying to be funny, but shit, don't shit move in the Western Hemisphere without America knowing. You better back. You can take that to the bank, baby. You take that to the bank. Don't shit move in this hemisphere without America knowing it. That's just my personal opinion, and I stand on it, and I sign off on that. Okay, and ain't shit you can do about it. I'm gonna sign. I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna sign off on it. And ain't shit you can do about it. Nothing move in this hemisphere without America knowing. Okay. So because of that, because I stand on that and I sign off on that bullshit. So I personally believe that America was given notification back, and I'm sure they smoothed it out with them. I'll leave it at that. Y'all just don't know. I'm telling you, don't nothing move around here without them know. You better ask somebody, fool. You better ask somebody. But anyway, let me get back into the mega purge of political. Okay, so we're gonna have like public shaming campaigns. We're gonna have a lot of that going on. We are going to have policy sabotaging going on. Okay, legislation proposed by anti mega actors. They will definitely, like, far as political figures, they will be targeted. They will be blocked. They'll be delayed, or they'll be undermined. Mega, like their aggressive lobby clique, their bureaucrats, they're gonna baby, they gonna have that stuff in red tape from here to Timbuktu. I'm being honest with y'all. And then they're gonna have internal investigation. So you can expect a whole lot of internal investigation going on. So Mega is pretty much going to use the court system to target their enemies. So I'm just looking at the tea leaf. That's all it is. Ain't nobody giving a playbook. That's just me over here. You know what I'm saying? And then you have like rally overreach. You know, like mega rallies are gonna flood like listen like a place that was predominantly blue. Why the hell mega want to come to town and show off? Like they're gonna show out. They're gonna show up and they're gonna show out people. Real talk. Like you about to see some rallies, you gonna be like, whoa, what is this? What is this? You know, you're gonna see rallies. You're gonna see mega rallies. It's gonna be spectacular, people. In 20 and let me put this out here. I'm just strategize. I'm not pro mega, I'm not anti mega. I'm just strategizing, something I love to do. I'm just reading the tea leaf. That's all I'm doing here, people. You can take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, okay? This is a passion of mine. So I like to do this over time. And and the reason I'm doing this more because I had a friend of mine that said she likes to hear. She said she was like, "You're pretty accurate in some of these things," and she's like, "That's just you looking and like reading the room, feeling the temperature, like listening." I'm like, "Yeah." It's a little bit more than that. It's a little bit science to it. There's a lot of reading that goes on. There's a lot of political um pundit listening, but not like mainstream. Those are bobbing heads, not them. Like you read like geostrategy books and stuff like that. Like you do your research, you whatever words you hear, you go and you research these words because they may come up and say three little words and it sounds so simple, but geostrategy says a lot because you want to dissect each one of these words and see exactly what it means, right? Um, and then there's gonna be a lot of corporate pressure, people. Lots and lots of corporate pressure. They're going to be like pressure for them, whether they're private, whether they're publicly. If they are disloyal, there's going to be hell to pay here, people. And then they're going to have education influence, like schools, university, and and think they're going to be targeted. You're going to have certain curriculum that don't align with the ideology of mega. You can expect you to be targeted. You're gonna have their lobbyists. They're gonna do some maneuvers, man. They're gonna be doing like mega lobbyists. You can expect for them to do. I'm trying to figure like Neo from the Matrix. You can expect for them to do kind of like moves like that. Real talk. They're gonna be like cultural campaign, like entertainment, sports, and media. They're gonna have a lot of celebrity engagement. Y'all gonna be surprised to see who make them. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all gonna be surprised to see who make them. I'm not like I said. I'm not pro. I'm not against. I'm just over here doing my little thing, my little favorite little pastime. If I ain't talking about spirituality, I'm talking about politics. Okay, I love talking about geostrategies, a little in depth. It just is not laced with hate or anything. I'm just reading my little tea leaf over here, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, baby, do I love talking about geostrategy. Oh, baby, do I love talking about spirituality. I love it. I come alive. Legal challenges. So they're gonna be like a lot of lawsuits and stuff like that that may be delayed, but some of the things that they're gonna get past, people gonna be shocked. There are things that people will be like, oh hell no. And in the background, oh, they're gonna put the work in. They're gonna put the work in the background. Okay. And they're gonna be like voter messaging, Blizz, they're gonna have like direct mail, robot call. Like they're gonna have their ish together, people. Believe that. Like the mega that camp and it's a package. It's a package. It's a whole plethora of them. There's a whole I might as well call it mega the conglomerate over there. They it's a package. It's a big it's a big movement. I mean, people see Trump, but you don't see the your super brains. super brains. Like people don't see that the real thinkers in there, And then you have like there's going to be lots of media character assassination that's going to go on. Lots and lots of it, people. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you're going to have strategic endorsement. You're going to have opposition isolation going on. You're going to have symbolic violence. You're going to have infrastructure capture. You're going to have economic retaliation. You're going to have voter intimidation. For me personally, every time you're doing like, they always asking what you like for you to have fucking your voting. They always ask you if you want your voting card and stuff like that. Certain things that I do, and I tend to be like, oh no, because personally, like the way everything's looking, like uh, I'll be honest, I'm not against MAGA, but it's not my cup of tea. And then of course the opposition have nothing that I care for neither. So this is just like me looking at everything. So I'm like independent. I'm neutral, baby. I'm neutral, baby. So I'm neutral. So you have cultural rewriting. There's gonna be a lot of cultural rewriting here. And baby, hold on tight. You are gonna have psychological warfare. I will say from October, it's just a couple of days away. From October moving forth, they're gonna be a plethora of psychological warfare. So I would say by December of 2025, people, it sounds so hard and so strange to believe that, but they would have reached their objective. By 2026, the new year, um, there are going to be some people that are going to be high spirit, be like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. But it's not going to be like New Year's the way we know it. Based on everything, the maneuver, like the infrastructure, because for me it looks like they laying an infrastructure, and it definitely looks like they're trying to recalibrate like what they want to do with this place. But here's the crazy, at least they have a plan. Now the thing is, will they succeed? So that's the whole thing, is can they execute what they're talking about here? See, it's one thing to have a plan. I will give them that. They have a plan, they have a vision. Can they execute it? And the places that they want to they want to have a spear, right? Will those places be um pliable? Will those countries in the Western Hemisphere allow themselves to still be bullied by them? Keep in mind they have over a century they've been bullying them. And more than ever before, in order for you to be have hegemony in a whole sphere, which is the Western Hemisphere, you're gonna have to have people respect you. You're gonna have people like you. You're gonna have they want to deal with you. Because what will end up happening if they don't? Because and then the thing I'm saying, can they succeed? Because we can see Brazil is like, I don't know. And then we had that little situation over there with Venezuela, and we know that Russia and China is backing him up. But for me, I'm gonna be honest. Like when it comes to the whole thing about Russia backing him up, I like wasn't is the same Russia that was backing up Gaddafi? Wasn't it the same Russia that was over there? With Assad? Wasn't it the same? I mean, I feel like I don't know. I'm on the fence on that. I'm not saying America go be froggy and punch him right in the face. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't do that. But I'm just saying, hey, take it how you want to believe it, that because we saw what happened to Assad over there in Syria, right? We saw what happened to Gaddafi over there, right? All right, then. So I kind of like I'm looking at Venezuela. I think the only thing that might be a little game changing, but I don't know because you had I don't know how deep China was involved with Syria, but I do know Russia was over there. And we see homie hightail out of there, and his whole thing went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I don't know. I have to wait to see. I have to wait and see because I think in the long term that Russia is about Russia's interests. And I think Russia probably read the tea leaf. Russia probably certain thing they're looking for. And if it's not gonna work for them, I think that they're like, deuces. And I think that I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think Venezuela will be any different. It's just my opinion. You know, I mean, just my opinion. Anyway, what I want to do here, let me stop right here. I want to thank you so much for because I have other things I want to talk about, but I want to stop right here. So what I want to do here, I want to thank you so much for listening to Luco T Podcast. My name is Manushka Jessica, host of Luco T Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe now. Now, you don't necessarily need to turn on your notification. If you want to, you can, but you don't necessarily need to turn on. But I would really appreciate it if you like and if you subscribe. Bye.